G'day, I'm...
Is it filming?
Yeah.
You sure?
I'm sure.
Oh shit.
Hi, I'm James,
Hi, I'm Anya.
and this is the Truth and Beauty podcast, where we will be discussing truth.
And beauty.
I guess. It's the
like,
it's the intel and it's the bliss, the 6 and the 2.
yeah.
But speaking of numbers, I've had 7 come on really strong for me this year.
7.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I mean, like 7 colours of the rainbow,
7 chakra points.
7 chakra points, the 7 tribes of what about Blood Origin, the Witcher.
Oh, was it 7?
It was
Oh, yeah.
7 nations from 7 warrior clans united against some toxic empire, which was quite powerful.
7 continents.
7 continents. It's the year of the 7, 2023, 2
Or
plus
just
2
like
plus
angel
3.
numbers in general, you've been seeing a lot of.
Yeah,
Just
and
pointing them out everywhere. Yeah. Every
What-
time I look at the time, there's
Oh, user recording.
one.
yeah, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, g'day, Chopper.
ah.
Introduce yourself, mate. Flash. So yeah, lately what brought us up to Kings Cliff area? Well,
Starlight Festival. This, just
Psychic sort of. It's
Psychic
sort of new
event.
age, but it's beautiful.
goes for a couple of days. Just little market stalls and tarot and yoga and sound
And
healing
there's a wisdom room, a
and
sound heal room, heart space,
yeah, that was
yoga
really
space.
cool.
We actually got invited by DJ Kookaburra and V from Ecstatic Dance Yamba, and so he was awesome. Gave us accommodation at Bangalow, Mad Dog. So shout out to them. We'll get them on the podcast. We'll have a bloody hectic chat. That he really encourages embracing our gift to the world. Like finding out what your gift is and then embodying that, because dancing is an embodiment
Yeah,
practice.
expressing out through movement. That was really big on that.
I think my power out
Doing
of
Kookaburra, yeah?
yeah. What's the kookaburra? How do you do it?
I don't know.
I'll do I feel like a goanna lately though. Just crawling through life. Jingy jingy.
You can't look like a goanna too.
I reckon you sort of look like
a.
you look like a goblin,
A goblin.
a beautiful goblin.
Yeah.
Like a banker.
A banker?
Yeah, I don't want to get too racist here, but out of Harry
Like in
Potter.
Harry Potter, those goblins. Oh my god.
But you
A
just
bankster, you mean?
a what?
A bankster.
More like a gangster.
What about me?
What do you look like? I reckon you're like a high priestess from another life. You're like just some royal blood that's, I don't know,
I'll take it. It's better than the goblin. I mean, I've got to.
No, but we're all mythical beings, right? The goblin's like fucking...
Goanna.
Goanna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goanna,
Like a
goblin.
It's pretty majestic though.
Yeah.
Goannas.
true.
Yeah.
So are the goblins, bro. You don't run into them all the time, and when they share time with you, it's pretty special. Plus, they're fucking smart. Like this goblin over here, Chopper. Fucking no, mate. He knows what he's talking
He
about.
does indeed.
Not sponsored, but
But yeah, just a bit of decoration. for the
just a
table.
Rhino
You
original.
might have to blur that out.
You don't want to get I don't know, in trouble.
Oh no, another sponsor. CMS.
Oh gosh.
Anyway.
This coffee mug's got nothing on it.
But yeah, so some things we learned from some things we learned from
Plus you've got your MacBook there.
Oh yeah, exactly.
That's the MacBook. He stuck a sticker on it.
Yeah, it's actually a PC, guys. Just don't tell
That's
anyone.
blasphemy.
Okay, back to the festival. We met this dude named Mario, who's actually a GP, but he's creating this psychedelia festival. Effectively, he's triggering your natural DMT receptors without drugs.
Without the use of psychedelics and stuff. Being able to reach that level through natural
Yeah.
DMT resources, that's insane. I didn't know that was possible.
Just beautiful. And some other things. What were some other things that inspired you there?
There was that indigenous group.
Holographic kinetics.
Kinetics, yeah.
So it's using indigenous wisdom and their way of healing
connection to spirit and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Embodying spirit.
And what were they
Right.
doing? Healing.
But healing using a modern method, so the golden ratio, just that modern understanding. Because, well, what Jackie basically said to me was the elders, they have trouble healing and stuff, the sniffing and the alcohol, because they're modern problems. That wasn't a problem back before white collar came. Like, you know, I don't know what the problems were, but there wasn't that. So that's where this integration of the old and the new come together. You know, it's like Xavier Rudd, Ball and Chain. Fucking that song is
You
so
love that
strong.
song.
You know, because are we still in a ball and chain?
Pretty much.
Yeah. Got the old ball and chain right here.
No.
Joking.
You're a little flub. But it's not a physical ball and chain anymore, is it?
No.
The silence is deafening, bro.
Let us speak. Let the
I
man
don't know,
speak.
it kind of is. You know, like if you look at the system and trying to get out of it, I guess it becomes a physical ball and chain when they fucking lock you up.
True.
So.
Oh my god, we're not going to get any views now, bro.
I saw before.
Yeah, so you had an experience getting locked up early, like last year. Yeah, so for some context, we met Chop Chop
At an Alice Springs in the middle of Australia.
in the
In
desert.
the desert.
He just rocked up with just
And then
van.
started raking
That
it.
shitty van.
he had that beat. I forgot.
I was like, who is this guy? And he came up to me with like a fresh coconut. We were in the middle of the desert. And he goes, and do you want to chill some of this coconut? And just pours it into my mouth. I was like, I feel like I'm on an island.
And then when we were with Danielle, and we were just sitting a little bit airy-fairy, whatever you want to call that, and I was like, oh, I had diesel mouth the other day. It was so gross, because effectively, you know, you have to, with a generator, you have to suck it, put
Siphoning.
it, siphon,
Yeah.
and then, so I'm like, oh, it was so disgusting. And then all of a sudden, Chopper walks past, and he's like, you got any cure for diesel mouth?
Oh, Tokyo.
But yeah, back to our topic.
What are we talking about?
Well, let's go to the fire ceremony last night.
Oh yeah, so it was a full moon in Cancer.
Mm.
Yeah, real powerful stuff.
Keep going.
And we just got together with some friends and built a fire and just, you know, set our intentions into the fire for the new year. And
I got acknowledgement from
Missy did a
country.
welcome to country and
Yeah.
stuff. That was really nice. And yeah.
And it's something that's keeping the fire, keeping the torch burning, that it just is so ingrained in us as people, us as mankind. You know, a woman, as Haji says, is just a man with a womb man. Like, we're all the same, and it's these differences that people can only see in the physical density. But I think that's where we're moving out of, like, into the higher, you know, more aspects of
You're
life.
not being inclusive enough there, mate. You have to.
Oh, a bit too blasé.
No, I'm just joking. No, it's inclusive bullshit.
Got our first heckler.
Yeah, what was that? Minor,
Minor attracted persons.
yeah, what is that?
Maps.
Minor attracted persons. What is this?
That's the politically correct, and it's interesting that it's politically correct term for pedophile. Minor attracted persons, because pedophiles too like.
Oh, is it too aggressive for them? Is it?
It's too much of a What's what I'm looking for? It's too harsh.
Too accusing. Oh my god.
So the pedophiles are a bit offended. So
It's
Oh,
actually,
we can't have that.
it's
can
actually
we?
paedophile. The
For
actual
fuck's sake.
word is, phile is you're in love with something. Pediatrics, kids. They love kids. So it's like, there's no other way around it. Fucking Carl Schwab, you fucking quick cunt. There's no other way around saying you like molesting kids in the scheme of
then
things
pedophile,
than being a pedophile. You can't, you know,
You
what's the
deserve a
saying?
nicer term for it.
Like a
That's-
piece of shit is it's still a piece of shit. Like you
Well,
can wrap
yeah,
it in
it
tin
is.
foil and make it all pretty, but it's still a piece of shit.
Oh,
Still got a smell.
nice.
You can
analogy.
spray all your deodorant, but it's still a piece of shit.
Right, off the topic of pedophiles. Now.
Yeah, so it just makes me angry because it's when you realise that, you know, the nature of our system and who runs it. It really, what is it? Righteous
anger.
Yeah. Can you explain that? What that is?
It's being angry for the right reasons.
And you're being told that you're not allowed to be angry, eh? It's like, no, you got to be a girl. You got to fucking be. No hate to women.
You gotta have that. You gotta get rid of that toxic masculinity.
Mm.
You gotta be a soy boy.
A what boy?
A soy boy.
What's a soy boy?
It's like a soft guy.
A bloke that drinks soy. He grows boobs. Because soy produces estrogen, or as they claim. Oh, it's fucking funny. What's the antidote?
Concrete.
A cup of
A
it?
cup of concrete instead of a cup of soy.
Yeah.
Put some hairs on your chest. We don't want to see your two hairs.
Hey, it's like 4 now. But yeah, I don't know. I just want to talk about crystals for a second because like I bought these down at a market in Melbourne from a Nepalese bloke, and it's the ethical exchange of anything, which is so essential because it's essentially when I don't mean to get biblical, but in a sense, our reality relates back to the Bible and the compendium and everything. So when you buy, it's the mark of the beast. You're separating buyer and seller, and so what's the agenda that man will never be able to trade? They'll have a chip in his forehead or his right hand. I got a very special
Chip.
little poke in my right arm.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if the right. Anyway, we're not going to
You
talk
got it
about
in the right. Most people get it in the left.
I think I got it in the right.
I don't know why, but
In the left. The past. The left's got to do with the past, future, present.
Anyway, what else? So we're talking about the new year. We just,
Were
came
we?
to a new year.
Okay. Yeah, so we've come into a new year and it's, I don't know, I feel the energy already. It's quite immaculate. I've started really strong.
Festival?
Falls
Good
Fest.
music, good people.
Well, Arctic Monkeys was a flop, but amazing
Ocean
people.
Alley was
Was with you and Geordie, like fucking, what a fucking trio, eh? No, don't mean that, like, no, I'll take it as you will. But I mean, like, it's just when you surround yourself with great people, you're contagiously great, you know?
yeah.
Because you are the sum total of people you hang out with, you know? They rub off on you. No homo. I'm kidding. But,
Pedo.
where did that come from? Peter. But yeah, the new year, the year of the white rabbit. It was at,
You
When?
watch rabbit.
yeah,
It's a
in
great-
Chinese.
Really?
Or the water rabbit.
What did we just, what were we in?
Because you gotta follow the white rabbit, yeah.
Yeah. Down the
No,
road.
do you know that? The Matrix?
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't think follow the Chinese though. Or
well,
the Chinese people.
yeah, the Chinese Communism
Us.
Party, no.
No.
But the ancient Chinese, fucking oath.
Yeah.
Same with anything, like the modern Australian government, if you want. But
No.
the I'm
No.
not saying anything. Do what you
No
wish.
comment.
But the ancient people of Terra Australis, that's the way forward. The ancient people of any land mass, you know,
Yeah.
because the difference between them and us is they were sustainable. They knew how to take care of the land. They knew how to take care of their people and spirit, and they nourish their own spirit and give and receive. You know, they were in harmony. Like they were in the Garden of Eden. They still, like some tribes still live that way. And I'm talking telepathy, I'm talking seeing, you know, whatever you wish. Because ultimately, you are the creator and the power of thought. What do you think of manifesting?
Manifesting, I think it works. I think once you set your intentions, and especially speaking, like that whole spelling and saying things is really powerful. You know, the words I am. Just saying it, getting it out into the world, like it actually, I think it makes a difference rather than just thinking it.
Because I am is so powerful.
Mm.
What's the opposite? What's the opposite of I am?
I don't know.
Or AI?
Yeah.
That's good, eh? AI versus I am. Because it's like artificial versus organic.
Yeah.
But in a sense, it's like it's the merging of technology and man. Well, that's what they want, but it's you know, you can go and live tribal, but ultimately we rely on technology now, and it relies on us. So it's a symbiotic relationship which we need to nurture. And yeah.
Do we need to merge with it though?
No, I don't want to physically merge with it.
No.
But you know, it is going to take on its own entity.
Yeah, like what's that movie? Terminator.
Oh, Terminator, iRobot. There's all of them. They've been doing it for years.
They've been showing us, yeah.
Because what is that? What do you mean they've been showing us?
Like first being.
Showing us in movies.
What's that word though when they sort of like program it without you even realising?
Subconscious.
Predictive programming.
Predictive programming.
Something like that, yeah.
Have you seen Fight Club? Have you seen Fight Club?
No, I never watched it.
Okay, guys, if you made it this far, watch Fight Club, because that's a truth that they've given, you know. Because the karmic law is the powers that be, fucking whatever, have to show you the truth.
I believe they do.
Yes. Huh.
The powers that what?
Believe they be.
But we are the
Believe
power,
they
people.
Exactly.
We are the
They
power.
believe they are the powers that be, but
The fraudulent.
they're fraudulent. Exactly.
We are the goal.
Yeah. They're not the power. The people are the power.
And it's numbers.
And it's about time, I think, that they were reminded
True.
of such concepts.
Reminded who holds such power, yes. Indeed. So this year will be very interesting because we've got the OSTF, Original Sovereign Tribal Federation, has put forward a proclamation to the United Nations.
I didn't even know it was going to the United Nations.
Well, I don't know who did.
Apparently,
The Australian government.
I went to the Australian government.
And so we I guess this video is about asking what their response is, because isn't no response in law a response or something?
It is.
Can you extrapolate on that a bit?
Yeah, that's tacit consent.
Tacit
So
consent.
that means by not responding, you agree.
Ah.
But no answer is an answer.
Yeah.
Someone
And-
said that the other day.
Yeah, I said it to you. Because you get stuck sometimes not making a decision. I'm like, mate, love you, but come on.
Well, you know, that is a decision.
True.
Yeah,
But-
exactly.
It's all my
You
projection.
generally have to wait 28 days before the decision is made. So, like,
So on the 28th of this month. Interesting.
no, it's 28 days from when there is receipt. So, like, whenever they received the proclamation,
Ah, okay.
they basically had 28 days to.
And they would have received it when? August?
I'm guessing something.
And they're obviously aware of,
What's going on?
yeah,
So they have.
because this stuff's been exposed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
28 days to rebut it or like challenge it.
Or what? They just
Or
step back into
disagree
Or
with
just
it.
are they able to just ignore
And
it?
if they ignore
So
it,
it seems like
If
what
they
they're
ignore it,
doing-
it's a fucking.
28 days later, if they ignore it, it's considered accepted and
Wow.
stands as truth.
So has it been
Okay.
accepted then? If well, we don't know.
Technically, yeah.
Technically, it's been accepted.
Yeah, I've heard
As
anything,
if they haven't received any response, yeah.
Holy shit.
But
big.
then I guess you know, there's always an issue with the practical sense of that. You know, I don't believe that
there's not a governing system or
met the demands of the proclamation or the requirements of the proclamation.
Because, you know, if in history, I'm going to go into astrology a bit, but Pluto in Sagittarius, I think it's that, or Sagittarius and Pluto, one of them. When that happened last time in history, it was the French Revolution, it was the American Civil War, it was all these usurping of power. It was top-down power going to grassroots power, you know, from the ground up. And this is what's happening with the People's Councils. So I've heard the idea of local LGAs, local government area councils, made by the Commonwealth people in the system will nominate a representative to go to a larger regional council, who will then nominate a representative to go to state or whatever borders, which will then do Terrestrialis and then the world or then galactic, whatever. And so that's the change I see.
Yeah, there's some set up already.
Is there one up here? There's one in Coffs that I've been attending, and Port Macquarie.
I'm not sure.
Victoria.
I've heard there's one like up. I think like I don't know, you know, North Queensland. And yeah, people have been having like the council go, you know, here's your week's notice or whatever, and they're like, we don't do business with you, we do business with the other council.
Oh wow!
So you can keep your 8's notice.
But then,
oh wow, that's powerful.
but then it goes to what is real,
Yeah.
because is the unicorn and the lion as a Commonwealth real? Because people, if you don't know, in '73, the Australian government, as we know, was formed. Is that right? Or taken over, or sold?
Well, I guess yeah, no, that is the correct terminology. The Australian government, yeah,
As opposed to what, the Australian Commonwealth?
as opposed to the Commonwealth of Australia government.
Oh, because right now we've got two trusts. We've got a trust in the Thankyou. Sestakay Trust is that Roman canon law, and then there's English, the Church of England law, like what's that other one?
Well, I think there's a lot to go into there.
Well, the two systems, is there two identifiable systems in Australia?
What's this in regards to?
The Constitution.
As far as my understanding goes, I'm assuming that Queen Victoria.
Elizabeth.
I'm pretty sure it's Queen Victoria who set up the Commonwealth.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then Queen Elizabeth.
When she came into power, did she take it over and change
She
it?
took it over, and she basically went from the English crown to the Roman crown.
Oh, okay.
And then, years later,
Oh wow, this goes deep. Yeah.
then it's basically went corporate.
Yeah, and so, it's literally the crown and the scepter. It's all symbolic. Like when you understand that we effectively live in Aristotle's cave. Is that the analogy? Where, you know, imagine, I'll put a photo up, but imagine.
Is that like the cave in the shadows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is you, and you're tied to, you're a prisoner in a cave.
I might have a troll.
You just fucking get me. No, but you're tied to a cave, and behind you is this big burning fire, right? This light coming through. Right. So this you're stuck here, and there's a big fire, but but what is happening? You're being programmed, and projected these images on the fire, and all you can see in front of you in all of life, so the fire is projecting, is what's been projected onto you and programmed onto you. And so eventually the prisoner breaks free. Ah, fuck yeah, I'm free. And sees the grass, sees the truth. And so he runs back into the other prisoners and goes, guys, guess what I saw? It's fucking beautiful. It's not actually like this. And the prisoners don't believe him because all they know, that's all they know, the scene projection. And I'm talking about visual projection, like when you can internalize when your internal is healed, your external is healed. That's what I'm really discovering. Like, if you can alchemize the gold within, you can find it without. What's that saying? Go.
As above, so below.
Hermes principles. What are we looking for time, Chopper?
It's 1.
26 minutes.
This is pretty good. We might wrap it up now.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thank you everyone for listening, and thanks for sponsoring us. No, sorry. Yeah, we'd like to thank Chopper for mysteriously lurking in the shadows.
For these wise.
You're welcome.
We'll get him back on, and hopefully we'll get a walk-through sort of program that you can learn to write an affidavit, and more info on that, but it's still in the process.
That was a very scattered video, like it was a lot of random topics we covered, but that's where the conversation was.
Such is life. So we're going to try to aim to get a video a week. Yeah, and we'd love if you can keep supporting us, keep sharing, keep liking, share to your friends, and comment and send us messages. We really want feedback to know what you like, what you didn't like, how we can do better. We know that we need better audio. Working on that, but we'll be on Spotify hopefully by next week. Or next week we'll be on Spotify. Right.
Cool.
Much love as always.
Thank you guys.
Truth and beauty out.